Smash the like button, people, man. We won another London derby last night. Yeah, to Kivio and Timber, but I ain't seen them do this. Timber's goal yesterday was lit, but it wasn't this, was it? Was it a match? Are we live? Of course we're live. People, Deluded, I'm back again. We won the social media derby. Arsenal 2, Man divided 0. I shouldn't be excited. The last 4 or 5 times, you know how it goes. We play Man United, we win. Their team come out in sour grapes. Like, their fans are so sour. Oh, but you didn't beat us playing good football. What sort of humiliation fetish have these men got? Oh, you didn't sauce us. You didn't do 100 passes. When we do 100 passes, there's issues. When we do the set piece thing, there's issues. And even on the effing set piece thing, people, I'm tired of the rhetoric. You know, I might have a career making TikTok videos around this because I've got a couple videos to come out. Yeah, one thing that annoys me for Arsenal fans is frustrating. Leave them, because now it's come around corners. Last time I checked, while I love the set piece coach Nicholas Hover, while I love what Arsenal have in terms of scoring from set pieces, did we invent corners? Were we the first team to do that? And what do you expect us to do? We're good at corners. Now, of course, I want to see better football. I want to see our source. I want to do all of that stuff, people, which we did do against Sporting. We did do against West Ham. We did do against Nottingham Forest. What do you want us to do? Not score from the corners, something that we're great at? It does not make sense. If you have a problem with Arsenal scoring from set pieces, make sure you defend well. And actually, if you watch the pre-build up to the game, Ruben Amorim's men were actually focused on that. And they're lucky because Thomas Partey should have been on the score sheet. Now, of course, when you break down the game, I would have loved to have seen a bit more attacking play. I would have loved to have been waffling about Saka and Odegaard, but you don't always need to do that. We need to being able to play saucy football. We've been able to score from set pieces. Actually, I think, you know, the biggest thing I loved about yesterday was we got a clean sheet. Let's be honest, you know, we should have a lot more clean sheets this season. So it's nice for David Raya and the boys. We owe it to them with that. And also, my last thing I'm going to say with the corners, how do you earn corners? Is it not by creating chances? You don't just wake up and you get corners. We got 13 of those. They had none. What's going on there? We had about 15, 16 shots, 6 on target. Where are we at with that? What's going on? Big up Kivior as well. I have to hail you up now. It's only Man United. You know, one thing about Arsenal, we need to win the winnable games on paper, right? But Kivior stood tall. Zinchenko stood tall. I'm not going to lie, when Zinchenko was on a yellow card up against Diallo, I was a bit scared in that. Juri and Timber, there's nothing I can say about you. The man's elite. The man's lit. He's going places in the game. We got Timber, you know. Big up Ten Hag, because how you managed to find money for Anthony and Lisandro Martinez and all these guys and left Timber there. Great stuff, really and truly. So, yeah, like you said here, don't matter how you win, just win, bro. I always say get the 3 points first, then dissect the performance. But let's be honest, I do think, you know, we weren't at our sparkling best. I do actually think Manchester United came for a draw. They came on damage limitation. They weren't really trying to win that game of football, which if that's what they want to do, that's what they want to do. I want to beat them 2 more times. We definitely need to beat them in the FA Cup. And the only thing that would have made yesterday even more sweeter for me is if we did it at Old Trafford, because we don't have the best of records there, really. They was, you know, for what it's worth, I do think Amorim's a good coach. I do like the little, as much as I can like it as a non-Man United fan, I do like the little things he's doing. But, you know, United fans don't deserve good things. You know, your Sir Alex Ferguson's dynasty is crumbling. They sat here and they done a lot of talking, you know, they didn't praise Amorim for being a good coach. They were just selling dreams because he's wearing Armani and Rolexes and things like that. We said the Emirates was dangerous, really. So yeah, big up the boys. Of course, you know, going into the game, like a lot of you, obviously I was a bit shook. There's no Gabriel there. Zinni and Kivior together, it don't look good on paper. But we're in that period now where the whole squad is going to have to be utilized. Did you not see us sourcing if Kai scores that thing, boy? Which is true. But I've seen us source. I think we were lukewarm yesterday. I don't think we was at our sparkling best, stringer, man. But you are right in that regard. And if I'm honest with you, Kai probably needs to score. Thomas Partey should have scored a header. If I think Martinelli could have even done better with his opportunity, but we're in the festive period. We need to win games. Obviously, Liverpool still have a great lead, but as you saw, they will drop, like us and everyone, they will drop points this season. But when they do drop points, like you saw against Newcastle, we need to make sure we're getting maximum points. We've got bigger tests against Fulham on the weekend, man, but we just need to win our games. We go through it all the time. To the season's done really, but from now, or the period we're in up until the end of February, there's some difficult games. We've got quarterfinals, we've got the FA Cup to come into it in January, still got the Champions League where we want to get into those automatic places and not have to play an extra game or two. Obviously the Premier League is alive and kicking. We're playing like what, every 4 days. I'd imagine every team's got little niggles and knocks, even if it's not known with the injuries. Mikel Arteta said in February, we've got one of the smallest squads, and we did not address that in the summer. So I do think the whole squad's going to need to be utilised. Even in the last couple of games, Kivior got a start here. I'm sure against Sporting and West Ham, he came on at half time. Obviously, against Nottingham Forest, we had no Thomas Partey and Moreno, or against West Ham, one of the two anyways. Calafiori's here and then he's not here. Tomiyasu's attendance this season has been terrible. Benjamin White's injury has been, been dead. Obviously, it weren't really the game to sit and waffle about Martin Odegaard, but it feels surreal, maybe because of how he's playing. It's like he never left, but it feels surreal for me to sit here and say, like, Martin Odegaard missed 11, 12 games. Like, it's a madness. And God forbid anything happens with Bukayo Saka. Shout out to the birthday boy, Trossard, man. Monclizzy manager settings. Make sure you're following halftime hooks as well, man. DG, you look cold. 28 Celsius in Barbados. Bro, we don't all have the privilege of living in Barbados or all them tropical regions. It is cold in the UK. I'm actually quite warm in my room right now. But yeah, man, it's the FA Cup winner's scarf. What year was this? This was when we beat Villa, to be fair. But I thought, well, why not, mate? And again, it's nice to win 2 London derbies in as many games, man. And that's for the Manchester United fans that like to waffle. We did what we needed to do. Martinelli needs to pattern his 1v1 with the keeper. Yeah, like Martinelli, I love the guy. I'm never going to snake the guy. I'm never going to turn on the guy. But like, the good thing is you're still getting in these positions. The bad thing is you're not bagging. Like, every game there's chances for Nelly there, but as long as we can have a laugh and a joke and we got the 3 points, great. Really, we handled the first half and beat them in the second. Amarin will soon be ammo out. I've always said Arteta doesn't utilize the squad. Not saying the depth is the greatest, but he built the team and needs to be relying on 13 players throughout a whole season. Got to be brave. Heat wave in South Africa. Bro, I'm jealous of you lot in South Africa and Barbados and all of that kind of stuff. We ain't got that right now. I think our open play was good. United just stank out the place with Diesel from the bus engine. And I'm not mocking United. Obviously, we're better. We're ahead of our project. Player for player, Arteta's system. You can see what he's doing. Amarin's learning. They can't, obviously, they've got individual quality that can harm us. We've seen teams with less do that, right? But player for player, with all of that things that I've just said considered, they can't match us. The one thing you can try to do is be difficult to beat, low mid blocks, and try and be better than us off the ball, which obviously you can say their game plan to a degree worked because we only scored via set pieces, but then it didn't. And even the marking over the set piece, Højlund's gone to sleep, I think for Timber's goal. No, Saliba's actually. Either way, like, they've gone to sleep. That's one thing you can't do against us, really. So they're always going to hate. They're always going to move the goalposts. Somehow, after us winning and being on a decent little patch of form, it's all become about corners. Personally, I don't care. I don't care if we score corners. I don't care if we score from 30 yards. I'm a Wenger baby. I want to see neat 1-2s popping around the corner and all of that jazz. If we want to do that, great, really and truly. But it's about winning. And yeah, Man United might not be what United used to be. Hell, Arsenal aren't what we used to be. But games like this, especially against the top 6, a couple of times across the season in general, bro, it's just about getting the 3 points. Get the 3 points. And what we're not going to do is act like Arsenal's performance raised concerns. And if there is concerns, it's nothing that we didn't know already. It weren't one of them games where we've been rubbish, we've won, it papers over the cracks. We were better than them. We were professional. And even if they sit there and say Arsenal weren't good and this and that, that's cool. Say that. But then I just want to say, if Arsenal really weren't at their best, if we didn't have our best players available, if we didn't need to create, how are we still able to get 3 points? Surely that's a damning verdict on your boys. If we didn't have to be at our best, surely, because Man United, historically, that's a game where you need 11 players having 11 out of 10 performances, essentially. We got the 3 points. The winners win, the losers explain. We will have our day where we lose and drop points, but we won the game. Keep it moving. Now we can focus on Fulham, man. It is what it is, man. Had to get the shades out, man. United fans, we can smell you. Can you do it on a rainy night at the Emirates? And don't think I didn't see Jesse Lingard. I definitely don't follow him on Instagram. You know, you're the reason, in my opinion, why Rashford and Pogba stunk up the place. You don't remember in my early days on YouTube, I used to say when I'm looking at them clips, Rashford, stop chilling with Lingard. You're gonna get in trouble. He thought he could inspire his former team and put that dancing crap on his Instagram story. It's not that thing no more. You ain't danced at the Emirates in God knows how long, man. And again, I never want Man United to win at the Emirates. And my boys, please, 2 more games. The only thing that would have been sweeter yesterday, if the same things happened and we got the 3 points, for me would have been winning at Old Trafford. I need you lot to win over there, because even people in my mentions on Twitter, oh, you're not going to score from set pieces at Old Trafford. Very well, we might not, but last time I checked, is it a Bush Chaka Chow? Is it, you know, is Manchester United's pitch not a normal football pitch? Is there something wrong with Bukayo Saka or Declan Rice or Trossard, anyone that takes corners? Are we not going to get man in the box? So fair enough. FA Cup, we need to win. I want to bring the FA Cup home. That's probably our strongest chance of winning a trophy, if I'm honest. Saying that, we are in the quarterfinals of a League Cup, but it's lovely, man. It's lovely. It's lovely, man. We beat them 2-0 yesterday. We beat them at Old Trafford last season. We beat them at the Emirates last season and the season before that. Of them 4 games, I don't know which one would be my favourite, man. Yesterday, I'm not going to cap. It weren't my favourite. Shout out Jury and Timber. It's just nice to win. It's nice to win at Old Trafford because our record there, even with Man United post Alex Ferguson, it's been horrible. So you could say that. This game was lit though, man. This game was lit. Again, United fans, and Ten Hag's probably still blaming Gabriel for Man United not winning yesterday. That game was lit because of Declan Rice's goal, and it's probably one of the only times we saw Gabriel Jesus do anything of note. Not gonna cap though, the Nketiah one. That was lit. Man United, Arsenal, Man United is filled with stuff. Jesse dancing like a white uncle. Right? You're moving mad. Pick up yourself, Dermot. Jesus sat the lot down. Still my favorite. Bro, he was dirty. He thought he was John Terry. Got done dirty. No 2 games are the same. That match we had to adapt and beat Almarin's game plan, which was a draw and nick a counter-attack goal. Social change, you're right. And for me, got 3 points. Who cares? Like, not saying you or anyone, but it's like, oh, people, United fans are sitting there saying, well, you didn't try to play, you just scored from 2 set pieces. Cool, that's fine margins. What, you think when Alex Ferguson, listen, I'm 29, I saw Man United do this thing 9 times out of 10, of course, Rooney, Scholes, Ronaldo, Berbatov, Tevez, all them periods, they play great football. How many times did they smash and grab and nick it? How many times was Manchester United's game plan, as my man just said there, counter-attacking? We didn't have to be amazing. What's all this humiliation fetish and this kink for us to want to embarrass you? Lot should count your lucky stars. Saka said, you know what, I'm taking today off. There's bigger games on the weekend against Fulham. Odegaard's not going to get no highlights. And shout out to William Saliba. I'm not going to cap. Obviously, because of their game plan, it weren't really a game where United were putting us under pressure. And maybe in the attacking third, they could have and should have done a bit better, right? But that back 5, big up Raya, exclude him for a sec. I was looking at, listen, Timber's cold, but I was looking at Saliba in particular because I'm looking at the centre halves. We all know football's about communication. I'm looking at him to govern it, and you didn't have to do that, but you scored. Obviously, Kivio, you did well. I don't know when Gabriel's going to be back or Calafiori, but you and Zinchenko might get game time. I'll be real. I think Zini had a decent game as well. Obviously, prior to the yellow, man. Mock them if the shoe was on the other foot, just saying, yeah, man. Bumpy, empty barrels make the most noise. Manchester United, they're the loudest fans. Listen, Arsenal fans are defo special. Defo lack a lot of common sense. But Man United, I'm hearing Wakanda Messi, this guy, that guy. Lenny Yoro is better than Saliba. This one, Amarin's taking over. My manager's got a Rolex. He might, but today he didn't do that. And no matter where Man United are at, where it comes to the title race, or whether it's Arsenal, Liverpool, City, which United need to go and, you know, bully something because all your rivals are doing stuff, they're the ones that got the most to say about the title race in this. And Man United fans were coming up with this bullshit going into the game. Oh, the pressure is on Arsenal. We don't have to. Yeah, cool. We want to fight for the title 100%. Every week we win or don't lose, you know the talking points. And yes, we know Amarin's come in. I don't think they're going to sack him if they don't get top 4 this season. It's just damage limitation for them, finding a way of playing, flushing out the players that aren't part of this, bringing in the players. But last time I checked, your season's more horrible than Arsenal. So you need to win as well. And you need a confidence boost, really. And they were saying, oh, Amarin's got a great record against Arteta. Oh, he's like the Undertaker. Records are there to be broken, bro. And it's bust now. Lovely stuff. I toast people. Salut while we're here. Firm that. Oh, Lord. Saliba's Titanic, man. And it slaps better. I'm happy. Timber's wavy, man. we can have these debates, man. Like, is it Timber and Calafiori? Does Benjamin White get back in? I'm not gonna lie. Look at the festive period. This is why I say when people say this one's gonna struggle and that one, we need everybody, you know. Tommy Yasu, I don't know where you are. You definitely don't watch my YouTube vids, but bro, please get back fit. I'm even starting to believe, bro, Zinchenko, you know what? I can be honest, you don't know I like Zinchenko. I might even, you know what? He's only got 2 years left on his deal. Is it a new deal thing now? Let me calm down. United fans have been humbled. United fans will never be humbled. They're special. Their heads is something else. It's somewhere else. Like they're a very different fan base. Obviously, even when you talk about trophies, yeah, trophies play a big part into judging players and all these things, yeah. But when you speak with a Man United fan, I beg you, lot, try it. Go out there and try it. When you speak with a Man United fan and you say this player, that player, the first thing they do is, oh, how many trophies? There's nothing to do with the player's IQ, the skill, how this one matches up. They're the worst. Like Paul Pogba said, they know nothing about football, man. Nothing about football. Never forget when we were running De Nielsen, Diaby, Scalacci, and Cole that United would park the bus against us every time. Shamak scaring them. Bro, let's be real. I don't care about anybody who cries about set pieces or if Arsenal, not that we have, but if Arsenal score on the counter attack. This used to be us. We used to have bare possession, bare chances. You know, set pieces make it count against us. You know, counter attack make it count against us. And I don't want to go too far, yeah. But sometimes I think Mikel Arteta is trying to mix. It's Arteta ball, but the Alex Ferguson, the Arsene Wenger ball, and then the Jules Graham together. And for me, this has been the best period of the season because even before it got a bit dire, you know, when we didn't have a winning 3 or 4. I think since the start of the season, when we've won, I haven't been happy with the 90 minutes performances against Sporting. Yeah, there's little isms and schisms. How we start the second half could have been better, but great stuff. West Ham was a bit weird in that we went 4 goals up and then there was a 5-minute passage. Somehow we've conceded 2, but generally calm with that. Yesterday, calm, handled business, didn't need to do too much, get the goals, keep it moving. It is what it is. I think it's Nottingham Forest with the greatest of respect. There's nothing to say about that. We were great. We enjoyed it. Let's just keep it moving. There's many bumps and bruises and twists and turns on the roads, people, to come, people. And again, I'm gonna keep. I think, you know what? I think this is gonna become part of our daily streams, people. I have to keep reminding you lot. This is why we need a whole squad. This is why we need to keep building momentum. In the same way, when we're losing and we're dropping points, it becomes infectious, that you start losing more games. And people called me a madman. They said you're really deluded and this, that, and the third. I said against Inter Milan, the performance, obviously the result dictates the narrative, but I think the performance was a step in the right direction. Chelsea, we shot ourselves in the foot. This is the third year I'm going to say this. It's not me saying we're the biggest and baddest, but I genuinely feel our football club, the only thing that's going to stop us winning the league, beyond the obvious that we see, is ourselves. We shoot ourselves in the foot in games that we need to win. We make things harder than it needs to be. We don't do what we need to do in the summer. Like, this is what happens, really. So, yeah, as I said, when we was in this little barren period, and you can't do the coulda, woulda, shoulda thing, but I have to, man, like, completely off topic. If we held on against Liverpool and City, to be fair, if we turned up against Newcastle, great goal from Pedro Neto, but if we didn't move mad against them, look, where would we be? What would we have? Where would we have Liverpool's lead? That's all coulda, woulda, shoulda. But yeah, it's infectious. When you're dropping points, you can't get out of it. And to be fair, this is why I'm big on looking at the performance. Because if you look at the Leicester and Southampton games, we won, nobody cares, everybody's great, everyone's happy. But there was the warning signs there, even going back to Villa. And now we're just picking up wins. Dealt with Forest, dealt with Sporting, dealt with West Ham. Man United, boy, we couldn't get a clean sheet in the last 2 games. Again, when we play you, lot, innit? Talking to me about Rashford and Diallo and Højlund and Lenny Yoro and Mo. Nana's looking lit and that. You know, big up the boys and girls on United Stand. I quickly went on the United Stand for a preview before the game, people. And I said 2-0. I said that I'm confident we'll get 2-0. I must admit, it was one of them where I genuinely thought we got 2-0, but then I started second guessing myself and I thought, oh, you know what, Arsenal United, we might concede one of them little dumb goals. I thought Rashford might start. And to be fair with you, both teams got injuries. Both teams got players missing. Both teams, from what I saw, I don't think both 11s are fully fit. It looks like there's a lot of knocks and whatnot. And let's be real, I'm happy we won. It's not the Arsenal Man United, definitely in my early years of this world, people. It weren't really a quality game like that, which I don't care because we got 3 points. But we enjoy United. I promise you, people, if your girlfriends, boyfriends, families, cousins, if they support Man United, Don't let them forget this, because when we lose, they're the ones that do the chattings, people. It's now time to focus on Fulham. We've got games coming thick and fast. We've got Fulham away. We've got Monaco. We've got Everton. We've got a double header against Palace, which the quarterfinals obviously going to take precedent because there's a quarterfinals of a cup. But Selhurst Park, regardless, I don't care where they are in the league, that's not easy. We know that's not easy. Ipswich on paper should be blowing them out of there. But you see, they made it difficult for Liverpool. They beat Spurs. They drew with United. You can't do that, really and truly. Then you look at 2025, bro, it's a mad start. You've got Brentford away, which I'm actually going to the Brentford Stadium for an event later today, people. You've got Brentford away. You've got Brighton away, which I want revenge on Brighton because we should have dropped points. I must admit, with the greatest of respect to the football clubs of Aston Villa, West Ham and Brighton, I never got the memo. I never knew you as Arsenal's rivals. In the last 18 months, 2 years, you lot are trying to force some sort of rivalry with us. That smacked them in. And I still remember fresh in the wounds. I was there at the press conference because I was in the press box at Arsenal. I couldn't believe, obviously you can't say anything, but their manager is there like capping, like, yeah, it's a red card and this and that, and they should have had more. I'm looking at him and I'm thinking, bro, you are chatting the most shit. But anyways, Brentford away, Brighton away, Man United are going to be on revenge. North London derby, you know, Spurs, Chester United. You know what they say, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. Man United and Spurs fans, they get into bed together all the time. They kiss each other and do crazy things. Everyone's going to be onto us. These 4 weeks, Mazzolini. Aston Villa against Emre. We don't know if their form's going to be crap, but we need to be winning that. Zagreb, hopefully by then, we would have done what we need to do in the Champions League, or to be fair, the Girona game, and then be able to rotate. But again, just looking at the maths, people, there's bare games there. That is, should we, you know what, let's include the games we've already played. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and then we'll stop it. So that's 18 games from now till the end of January, essentially. We'll get on to February. Ooh, February, March isn't nice, is it? Ooh, spicy. I'm not going to lie. I don't care if City turn it around. I want to smash City at the Emirates. Leicester, oof. For Nottingham Forest away. West Ham at home. That was one of the most frustrating games last season, where if we got 3 points, we would have won the league by a point. Old Trafford is this is where we need to stand up to be counted. Chelsea at home. Oof. So yeah, man, bare games. Need to utilize the whole squad. Need to keep it moving in that regards, people. Big up halftime hooks. Timber locked up the right and then moved to the left and locked up the same way. Bro, Timber's lit, man. Timber, thank you for choosing Arsenal. When again, I've been wrong about many things, but I was right about Pepe not going to bang at Arsenal. Gabriel Jesus, not the guy for Arsenal. Lacazette, not the guy for Arsenal. There's so many. Timber, they called me a madman. When he got the injury, I said, listen, this is the signing of the summer. But before he got the injury, better yet, this is the signing. This is our best signing. With the greatest of respect to Declan Rice. I don't want to hear no one chat shit about Declan Rice as well, you know. Because when it comes to the top 6 games, reliable, trenches. The less said on Declan Rice, the better. It is what it is. But when we signed Kai, Raya, Timber, I said, Timber's the guy, bro. I watched him at Ajax. He's the guy. I didn't know he was. Obviously, when he's playing at your club, it's different. But said this is the guy. And what did I say last season? Some of you watch me on a regular basis. I always wonder last season, for as much as the good, the bad, what would have last season looked like if we had a fit Thomas Partey, if we had a fit Tomiyasu, especially when he was in his form. But more so than Tomiyasu, if we had a fit Jurriën Timber. This is all hypotheticals. Timber, bad boy. Like, I'm not going to lie, Ben White, I don't think you're out of contention to start. And I think people need to... Obviously, you can make yourself a starter in it, but I think people need to be more open to different horses for different courses. A man might get 3 starts and then the next one comes in. You know, I genuinely feel, unless you're Gabriel, Saliba, Bukayo Saka, Martin Odegaard, obviously David Raya, people of that ilk, you're going to be there's starters and finishers, right? But Ben White is looking brazy, my guys, because the Saka Timber partnership, you throw Martin in there, it's wavy. I'm not gonna lie, Ben White, you're wavy as well, but Timber's got a bit of paprika in there. Like, there's a bit of a swagger with it. Like, Ben White, you're not basic, but you're a bit basic. Timber can do your thing, but can do a bit more. And Calafiori, I got time for you. You need to Calafiori. I'm gonna keep saying this. Calafiori, Tomiyasu. I don't know what you need to do. I don't care what you need to do. Listen, pray to God, but if it's not me, but if you want to go to a witch doctor to stay fit, get fit, because we need you lot. We need you lot. The games are mad. And there's many different talking points. And again, my challenge to the boys, can we go unbeaten to the end of the year at the minimum? Can we get into the Brentford game? I've scrolled too far. I don't even know where it is. Where is it? Where is it? Yeah, can we go unbeaten there? I need my 3 points against Palace. Don't mess about against Everton. With the greatest of respect to Everton as a football club and Sean Dice, don't mess about. If there's one game I'll be real. If there's one game I'm looking at during this period, yeah, that nothing less than 3 points, and on paper you need to be winning, Everton, bro. That's not serious. Get my 3 points. That should be a fun day out at the Emirates. 3:00 kickoff. I should be seeing Ethan get minutes. Boy, Sterling might even score in games like that. So, yeah, it's good times to be an Arsenal fan, man. One game at a time as Arsenal fans. When we look at a stretch of games, we've been disappointed many times. Fulham, that is the only important game right now. Tell them again, Todd, you can't get excited. And to be fair, Fulham scares me. You lot called me a madman last week for saying the Fulham away game, regardless, scares me a lot more because it's still fresh in the mind what happened last season. I heard Arsenal want to sell Jesus in Jan. I hope it's true. He's not getting sold, man. I'm absolutely loving it. I'm not saying Rice is finished, but Timber looks the more complete package between the two for the big games. White. Yeah, man. Listen, White, there's game time. Like, there's bare games. There's game time for everyone. If you want to be the starter, cool. But for me, as long as Saliba and Gabriel and Raya are there, Arteta, you can do what you want. You want to play Timber left back. You want to play Calafiori. You want to run Benjamin White. You want to run Timber. I think people, and he's injured, but I think people are doing Tomiyasu a disservice. I'm never going to stop flagging his name. Tomiyasu is involved in this. We prayed for time. You know what? A next shot, people. A next shot. Because you lot, we need to remember. When we had Socrates, I'd hate to throw him into this, but David Luiz, Rob Holding, Callum Chambers, Pablo Maria, who some of you, and you know who you are out there. You tried to say he was better than Gabriel. Bellerin, Cedric. Think about all of them shit dons we had. We had so many defenders, but they were all shit. Now look at what we've got. And then you've got a Lewis Skelly who, I don't care if his future's at fullback or centre mid, you're involved in this. Big up Kivior as well. I'm not going to lie, Kivior, you earned I like you. You earned my respect for yesterday, but listen, next summer, Zinni, you're my guy, but you two is a bit, look at what we've got. The next shot. Oof. I love beating Man United. I can't lie, I love beating Man United. Because I grew up with United fans. Like, it's my older cousin's a Man United fan. He's probably a big reason as to why I support Arsenal, because I was that younger cousin. Like, if you like red, my favorite color is blue, in it. Like, it's one of them things. He used to, Daniel, big you up, love you, but you used to try and tell me Ruud van Nistelrooy is better than Henry, and because you got a couple years on me, I'm not gonna lie. You at one point you banduled me. I was believing it. You got me. I will never, man. Beating Man United hits different for me. I don't care if Arsenal are 7th and they're 8th and we're 2 homeless people, or Nitty's fighting outside the bookies. Big up the homeless. Donate and that. Don't cancel me. It just hits different to beat Man United. It don't mean much for our season, such as they've fallen off. It don't matter. This ain't like beating Liverpool. Like, I was more happy to get a point off City and Liverpool and that. This is not serious. F64 looking like a great signing in real life in FPL. Hello, sir. What's your thoughts on United fans getting rattled from Arsenal abusing corners? Sorry, let me go in my pocket. Did I leave it here? Did you not see where I put it? Is it over there? Sorry, I'm just searching for fucks to give. Like, who gives a fuck? How many times I've seen Man United beat Arsenal on some dodgy thing? Who cares? They can do that. Oh, you only scored versus corners. That's cool. That should give you optimism, because that did make the difference. How many times, even when Arteta was changing this thing, before we started beating City and really and truly having some confidence against City, regardless of how it goes for Arsenal, how many times, did we play Manchester City and it was an even game? Tomiyasu might make a mistake, Ramsdale might do something mad, or there's a bit of individual brilliance, and we'll sit there and go, oh, it was an even game, but City did this. Who cares? That's what comes with it. Who cares? If you know Arsenal an open book. It comes with the territory. Obviously, Mikel Arteta is always changing things. He's evolving. That's his job. He's doing all of that. But right-hand side, set pieces, wonder guard, David Raya is going to go long to Kai Havertz, build-up play, inverted fullbacks. We're an open book. If you know what we're on and you can't stop us, I don't care. If you know we got corners, stop the corners, innit? Stop the corners. And then they do this weird thing like, oh, but if you take away the corners, it's 0-0. That's great. We can talk about that. Last time I checked, we got 3 points, though. And you can say what you want about my football club. I know the top 6 record's not going to be here forever. You can say what you want about my football club. I just know when Liverpool bucked us, when City bucked us, when Chelsea bucked us, when United bucked us, definitely Spurs, you know we're winning that. Did you lot beat us? Did you lot beat us? These games used to be a write-off. But Mikel Arteta said, forget that. We're changing things. Arsenal might not win trophies. We might not do whatever. But what you can't sit here and do is act like we're not wavy. Like we ain't got a wavy bunch of players. And it's times like this I want to sit Arteta down and say, bro, I like you. You know, you're a genius, bro. But you see, if you just stop doing the galaxy brain thing over a 38-game season, we could be celebrating something wavy. Champions League, forget that. Prem, I can't dream about it. By God's grace, Liverpool drop points and we win. No one will be more happier than me if we win a Premier League trophy this season. I promise you, it'll be my most viewed video. You think me lives 20 minutes away from the Emirates Stadium on the train? You think me not going to get content? Arsenal, please. Because it's the hope that kills. And every time, I must admit, every time I accept that it's not a that thing, it's not going to happen, I see my boys, I start doing the positive thing. What if Liverpool this, if we beat them at Anfield, which again, I can't lie, I said it in the summer. Bro, I don't care. I said in the summer, I don't care how the season pans out. I'm tired of going, which it didn't happen. I'm tired of going to the Etihad and not winning. I'm tired of not winning at Anfield. And I'm tired of not winning at Old Trafford. If my boys can grant me 3 points in these games, it's cold. It's cold. Tomiyasu FC is solid defensively and has shown that, but I'm hoping he can overcome the injuries or can see Arteta moving on from him, unfortunately. Bro, Tomiyasu, bro, like, God, please, just take my hamstrings or whatever. I'm not using it. I'm sitting there chatting shit on YouTube. Like, Tommy should stay fit, man. KK from Napoli or Rafa 10 from Milan. Who's better? I'd rather the Napoli than Rafa Leao. Corners are not part of the game, bro. What do they want us to do? Because we didn't invent corners, literally. We didn't invent scoring from corners. What do you want us to do? Defend better. If you know, and again, Nicholas Hover, because obviously teams are starting to clock what we're doing, but you find a way to change it up. Vermaelen used to be sick at one point, and then injuries he rubbed out. We're in a position where we don't have to run our fullbacks into the ground when everyone's fit. Just have to soldier this period. Rob, you're right, but it's easier said than done, man, because we don't know if Gabriel's back for Fulham. We actually don't know if Calafiori's back. And it feels like the last couple of weeks, we big up you like that are part of my watch-alongs, but we go into the watch-alongs, we see the lineup, we're obviously optimistic or pessimistic about some things, but it feels like there's always 1, 2, 3 players missing, which seems to be the case. And injuries happen. You don't know me. I say it all the time. I've got a lot of excuses I will cut for Mikel Arteta and every other manager. Injuries is not one of them. Unless it's a thing where 11 starters, 10 starters, 7 starters, unless you have, and I don't know where it would be, unless you have what Liverpool had, it might have been last season or the season before, where everybody's injured, then I'll be like, all right, you know what, it's unlucky. Other than that, bro, this is injuries to footballers are like chefs cutting their hands or policemen getting abused or a drug dealer getting arrested. It comes with the territory of what you're doing. This is the thing. And this is what I mean by our only enemies, I genuinely believe. Big up Liverpool, fuck City, because you know what? Big up City as a club, but your fans, the two of them, your players, they're pricks. I don't care about what Liverpool and City are doing because in my heart, I look at Arsenal and I think we self-inflict our own issues, whether that's not doing things in this transfer market, not killing games, issues that are there when we're winning games and then we lose games and now everyone wants to sit there and talk. Timber plays with strength and source, man, his weight. Bro, the Ajax to Arsenal pathway, let's be honest. Ajax, Arsenal, Barcelona, historically, it's us that do this football thing. Keep buying these Ajax players. And I just want to issue a message. I just want to issue one message. Jarell Hatto. Someone get this message to him. Jarell Hatto, you're seeing what Timber's doing. I promise you, you will get game time at Arsenal. Leave Ajax, sign for us. There's game time. What? You think you can't play ahead of Zinchenko and give you? 100% you can. Sign for us, big man. Join us. Trust me. Join the revolution. Doesn't matter how you score goals, just score the goals. Footy New England, tell them again. Tell them again, because it's coming like, unless Arsenal score, unless Odegaard smacks in a free kick, Saka bangs it from 30 yards. I don't know. Declan Rice dribbles past 7 players. People don't want to rate our thing. Last time I checked, regardless of if you do that, you don't get extra brownie points for that. Big up DG Nice Shades. But they cost me an arm and a leg. They should be Nice Shades. I lost my in the summer, I lost my Parada shades, man. They cost me £500, bro. I lost them. I'm vexed. I'm so vexed. So these will have to do. Hey, man, set pieces are part of the game. And let's be honest, Arsenal, obviously, if you're older than me, 29, and you was watching George Graham and all of that, I wasn't there for that. I weren't there for that. I watched what was inherited. But we need to be being ugly, bro. Sometimes you got to do dirty things to live clean. So when I'm seeing this is new to me. Set pieces, mainly more last season, but clean sheets. Arsenal being praised of being dirty. We can't win, bro. We can't, because when we was getting bullied and taken for some pussycats, they said we were soft. Now the guys that were getting bullied are doing the bullying. There's issues now. This is why I tell you, fans, stop looking for validation from other YouTubers who don't support Arsenal, from fucking, pardon my French, fucking Gary Neville. Those are, some of you are younger than me. Gary Neville was a dickhead, bro. He was at Man United. He's not going to rate our team ever. So forget them. Who cares? We know we are happy with them 3 points and the clean sheet. You know that. I know that. We all know, yes, we would have loved to have sourced them 4-5-0. Would have loved to see better football. But when it's other clubs, it's about 3 points. It's about winning the game. Doesn't matter how you do it, win it. Arsenal have a soft underbelly. They can't react. Who cares, bro? I absolutely love the ishhousery from Roberto Martinez comparing us to Tony Pulis. Roberto Martinez, suck him on, you dickhead, man. You failed at Belgium. You was a fraud at Everton. I don't even know why you're still in the management thing. That's why you're bald. This is why God's real. You see, when you talk nonsense, you don't have hair, bro. And you're not even the wavy bald as well. Prick. Who cares? We're stoked. Great. We can be stoked. You think we're not stoked? Great. Who cares, man? Honest to God, who cares? Who cares, bro? Who cares? Seriously, that is one thing that I will say with Arsenal fans here. Some of you are insecure. Some of you want validation from external sources. The only excuse I will say, or where I hear it, is the media, because it's never gonna happen. But I think the media have a duty to be honest in it, as much as they can, be impartial. And that goes not just for Arsenal, but everyone, even flipping for Spurs. Even Spurs, be impartial. I hear that. If you're vexed with the media, cool. But it comes with the territory. George Graham said we're supposed to be hated. We're meant to be hated. You see the hate they have for us? Take it. Accept it. Don't want to be accepted. Let it fuel you. You don't like us? It's cool. It's cool. It's calm. Because you can say what you want about my football club. If you ain't beat my team, if Saka has scored against you, shut the fuck up. I'll be real. It's now time to start talking with chest. If you ain't done nothing against my team, whatever. If you support Bournemouth, cool, you took 3 points. Newcastle, you did your thing. Inter Milan, no worries. City, cry babies. Haaland, cut your hair, you might be lit. Liverpool, nothing but respect, but you never beat us. United, allow it. Spurs, one thing I won't accept is Spurs, innit? I'll accept a lot of verbal. I will accept it from Chelsea, from United, from Liverpool, from City, from them lot who have done things. Spurs could never talk to me. And you lot that want to go back and forth with Spurs fans, you're different. I respect it. We have lived both sides of this football thing. We have been boring Arsenal in the 80s and early 90s. Saucepool under Wenger. Arteta feels like the meeting point of the two. I must admit, I do think that. Because sometimes Arteta, I can't even call it Wenger ball, because Arsene Wenger's ball was different. He not only was he playing great football with great players. I've seen Wenger, people are doing 1-2s and that with shit dons. So respectfully, Arteta, you can't talk to Wenger. I don't know if it's Wenger ball. Arsene Wenger is, you see, when you lot sit here and you say, oh, DG, you're so balanced, I respect your opinion and this and that. Why do you think that is? That's because Arsene Wenger. I love Arsene Wenger as a man. Pause. Wife, love him, man. But forget him being a manager. The way he sees life and football, I read a lot about Wenger. Like, I can tell, we can sit here and talk about how his parents used to have a pub and all of these kind of things. But I do think that. And then, obviously, I weren't there for George Graham, but I see the building blocks. And from what I see in the documentaries, I hear it. But I can't quite say it's adapting. But it does feel like you're taking Arteta / Wenger ball, Emre ball, not even Emre ball, I don't know why I said that, Moyes ball, George Graham, you're fusing them. But this is what I say about we are worst enemies. Carl, we're getting 1-2 clean sheets now, but then we will let in some stupid goals. We're sourcing and playing some great football and creating bare chances now. But there's also times we've sat here. People, big up you lot if you've been supporting on my YouTube channel. We've been doing the highs and lows. There'll be times we're like, flipping out. How are we broken down the low block? Big up Kivio. I'm not going to rate you for keeping United quiet. Kivio, I respect it. You're still gone though. 30 million, safe. When people complain about our corners, I tell them fire your set piece coach. Tell them again, the media were putting bread on the table for our failures for years. They preferred it that way. Yeah, 100%. You see, when asked in the early 2000s, you know how easy it was to, not even, no, that's a lie. Not the early 2000s, but like, when did we go Emirates? 06. From 06 to really and truly like 2-3 years ago. Let's be real. Only really and truly like 2-3 years ago, right? It was easy to talk about Arsenal. If you just put, they had no heart, they got no desire, soft underbelly, no cojones, this, that, and the other. That's it. Do you know how many of them journalists probably pre-written their article? So regardless of Mikel Arteta, I've got a lot of praise for you and a lot of question marks. But I will love the fact that you have made us hated again. You've made us difficult to play against. Even when we lose, pardon my language, but we're not going out like pussios anymore. Like, we're not, like, let's be real. We were pussios. Like, we were scared. Like, a lot of these Arsenal players historically throughout the years, you wouldn't want to go out partying with them or whatever. You wouldn't, because when anyone that's been to a party, yeah, and a bit of fisticuffs happen, the previous Arsenal players, they'll run away and leave you. You're going to get rushed. Now I'm looking, I'm like, boy, if we get into any problems, Saliba, no, you got me. Gabriel, you got me. Declan Rice, I'm not going to lie, you got me, but I can tell in a fight, you're them guys that, oh, why are you not fighting? Stop, man, fuck that. Let's go, let's get cracking. We've got savages now. Kai, you're for the trenches. And I have to big up Mikel Arteta because I only saw it now. I can't remember when he actually said it, but he was like, Kai will go to war with you. Kai is someone you want to go to war for. I remember when he said that initially, I was like, okay, I think you're doing a bit too much. I don't know what you're talking about. But now I get it. Kai, if we get cracking in the rave, we're there, innit? You're not going to let the rollie get taken off my wrist. Big up yourself, C, man. Easy, man. DG, I think Arteta was playing for the club and seeing some of the shambles is why he has made us that way. What we got in a positive way, people need to remember, Arteta's been, you know, you're Spanish. You done the La Masia thing. You did all of that stuff. You know, you did all of that. You played under Wenger. You learned from Pep. And take all of that and make us wavy. Take those ingredients there, pull it into the mill. But what man forget, and people are going to say, what I'm about to say, some of you are going to take it the wrong way, like I'm boying Mikel Arteta. Man need to remember David Moyes, Scottish. We're not getting violated. He's bringing that. And we got to remember Arteta's played, not only did Mikel Arteta play ball, let's be real, until you joined Arsenal, you was on the sideman thing at Everton, where you had to fight, you had to do the low blocks. So some of these things you're going to take into what you're doing as a manager anyways. Man used to say the same about Gabriel. Gabriel patterned up. Kivio's lit. I'm not going to lie. It's down to Kivio to get out of the trenches. Giving United players the chance to control the ball and take a shot. We're lit now. Kivio did well, but he always has one mistake in him. In the game, he cleared the ball low, giving United. Yep. But mistakes happen. Listen, Kivio, pick up your thing. For me, I said it in the watch along. All I want to see from Kivio, and I genuinely believe, for all his pros, for all his cons, I think you need to show some more personality. I think you need to let your nuts hang. And pardon my language, I think you need to say, fuck Gabriel, fuck Saliba, fuck Zinchenko, fuck Calafiori, fuck Timber. I don't care. Listen, you're my teammates. I ride for you, whatever. I'm here to take someone's spot. I'm a Polish international. I played in Italy. I'm taking something. He seems a bit too nice, but yesterday, you did your thing. And that's what you need. Some man, you just need a couple man in the squad that can come in when these injuries happen, do a job, tick it over. And I have to give Arteta credit because I think for me, I was in Arsenal fan mode too much yesterday. I was seeing Zinchenko and Kivio and like, oh my God. Like, I still don't get twisted. And I said it there. We still got to beat United. They're shit. Like, move to them. But it's like, oh, you lot. But I deeped it. Arteta, you're on this. You know what? Kivio's not my first choice. Zini's not my first choice. These man, they're not going to try and chuck it to us. They're not going to try and play ball. They're going to sit back, counter-attack. They think that it's a Wenger thing. And you don't know me. I love Arsene Wenger. But Wenger, they clocked your thing. People knew Wenger under Arsenal under Wenger. You're going to play football. You're going to source, neat 1-2s and that. Counter attack. We don't care. I'm not going to be naive. Clearly, Wenger cared about defending, but he was too much the other way. Like, I don't care about that. We're Arsenal. I'm Wenger. This is what I'm doing. We're running that. I think Arteta's in the middle a bit. Like, he's like, sometimes I think it goes left. I think sometimes he focuses on what we can do too much, but I think more so he focuses too much on the opposition. I think in the last, 3-4 games, like, yeah, from Nottingham Forest to now, I think he's found that balance of, yeah, obviously we got to think about what they're bringing to the table, but I've got Odegaard, I've got Saka, I've got this, I've got that. We're chucking it to these lot. Simple as that. Let's see what other thingies we have. Since the international break, people, we smacked Norwich, we smacked Sporting, we dealt with West Ham. The Hammers got hammered. Is it Man United or Man Divided? Their new manager still in crisis. Please come get your chain back. Come get your chain back, man. Another 2 little London derbies is easy. We're on. Sorry, I hit the mic there, folks. Oh, let me connect the other mic. We're unbeaten against the top 6 in the Premier League since the start of last season. 15 games. I prayed for times like this, man. People don't, and again, I think we worry too much about the past, but don't forget when these games was a write-off, you know. The only one that we used to get vexed about is, all right, cool, like, United's a write-off, City's a write-off, well, City's a write-off, Liverpool's the maddest of write-offs. Spurs, you need to do something. Pardon me, 15 games. We're unbeaten against the top 6. Man United are winless in the last 9. Ooh. Can't be us. Liverpool, on Liverpool, Declan Rice said, people get carried away with the title talk. We just need to be in and around it by February time. It's too early to be calling what's going on. It's closer, but there's still a long way to go. We'll keep believing and see what happens. I'm not going to lie, Declan, you're not wrong. But if there's one criticism I have of Declan Rice, you're doing the Ramsdale thing. You like, bro, you don't need to tell them the February thing. You don't need to say anything. Give the PR answers, bro. You don't know me. I'm the best PR guy there is on YouTube. Shout me, Declan Rice. I'll help you. On set pieces, you have to believe in your process. We believe in our process. We keep at it all the time. We never get bored. When you go up for a corner, it's a chance to score again on both of them. I know Nico Yovera will be buzzing. And next time we play City, we need to clamp those, because I haven't forgotten when they tried to bad up our set piece coach. He then said, massive, what a night. We knew the new manager for United. They looked really in their last couple of games. So we knew it would be a test. We stuck to our game plan. And in the end, we could have scored 3 or 4 goals. Where's the top one? We're going to allow them 2-0 set pieces. Optimism's going to build in Amarin. When we go Old Trafford, I want 5s and 6s and 7s. We still ain't addressed that 8-2. When you look at Declan Rice, he won possession 8 times, won 5 of his 6 duels, created 3 chances, had 2 shots, 1 tackle, which shows you Declan Rice had nothing to do. And he got 1 assist. Please, Arsenal fans, stop talking on Declan Rice. Oh, boy, he's not passing the ball forward. He's not fucking meant to. This is his thing. Win the ball, do this thing. I must admit, I never knew you would take set pieces, but you could do that. Anything you do is a bonus. Mikel Arteta, the gaffer. I think last year we scored the most goals in the history of this football club. Not because only the set pieces, but because a lot of things we have. We want to create individual moments, magic moments. A lot of players can create their own goals. Arteta, you're making me excited. Pause. We can create goals on short counters, long counters, against slow build-ups. When we have to have restarts and opportunity to open the opposition every single phase of play, just maximize it and keep working on it. Keep improving. Arteta, you're a crazy bastard, but you're my crazy bastard. Big you up. Kivio, my guy. A toast for Kivio. You got a whole bench, though. Don't get twisted. It's not a first team thing, but yeah. And they talk about corners. Bro, we had 13. We had 13. So let's not make out... And again, this is why I say fuck the media. Because let's not make out that Arsenal rocked up. We only had 2 corners. We took their chances and we kept it moving and we stunk up the place. A bit like what these lot did at the Emirates under Van Gaal when they had Paddy McNair and all them guys. Let's not do that. How do we have 13 corners? Don't take the piss. We had 13 corners. Do not boy it. Bearing in mind, how do you win a corner? How do you win a corner? You have to get into your opposition's box, right? You have to. Unless Onana wants to be a prick and kicks the ball off, which is not going to happen. Let's not be dumb. This is why I said, people, stop listening to the media, because people don't want to think. Mikel Arteta on Gabriel and Calafiori. Gabby was a big risk to play today because he felt something against West Ham. Sunday is going to be a possibility for Ricardo as well. Let's see how he reacts. You, man, get fit. And let's not... We've been talking about Kivio a lot. You don't need to say sorry to Zinchenko. On the corners, Timber said he's not surprised. Bro, Timber, come on, man. I like you. Big up Nicholas Hover. The Athletic came out with a piece where they spoke about it, people. I'm not going to read this, but yeah, go read it if you want. Madness. This is what we do. Timber has spoken. He believes Arsenal's reputation from set pieces can give them a psychological edge over their opponents. What have you said? I think so. I hope so. I hope so, because we are scoring a lot out of it. So I hope so. Definitely. Arsenal set pieces look dangerous, and we feel really confident when we go into set pieces as well, which is a nice feeling. We showed how dangerous we are from set pieces. I think that's the most important thing, building different ways of winning games. And I think we did that this time. Anyone got any disagreements? He said, people say anything these days, but we just have to focus on ourselves. You get me? Just focus on ourselves. Listen, let the man talk. Just win games. It is what it is. I think every game is winnable, but I think we are gaining some momentum. We are playing some really good games. This wasn't easy, but we still got the 3 points, which gave us confidence for the next games ahead. Every game is important. You regret it when you don't give everything, when you lose points. So I'm happy we didn't do that this time. From now, we just have to win. We'll see where that brings us. Can we disagree with Pastor Timber? No. Big up Declan Rice. He's spoken to Arsenal.com. He said there were a couple tonight that were really good. I think that every time I was going to take a corner, I knew it was going to be a good ball. In my head, I was just thinking about putting it in the same spot. And in the end, with the reputation, you end up scoring goals. Tell them again, Declan, my 100 million midfielder. I don't care if you pass the ball forward, because you're not there to do that. You take your set pieces, win the ball back. We'll take it from there, innit? This year has been my biggest output in terms of goals and assists throughout the year. So I'm really happy with it. It's been a slow start to the season for me personally. It's not where you start, it's where you finish. Usain Bolt used to start races on an idiot thing. And by the end of it, what happened? Don't watch that, Declan. We got bigger problems. Anyone that disses Declan, I don't know what you're on. I think off the back of a long Euros, it's taken me a while to get going. Declan, no one can diss you, because I've seen you play with a broken toe. I'll never listen. But I think the last few weeks I've been feeling much better and back to my best. Today, I just had a different energy. No one can tell me about Declan, because when it comes to the big games, he's there, local. I just wanted to do anything for the team to win. And in the second half, I would have done anything tonight to get the 3 points. I'm buzzing. Why for the anything? But you know the vibes. On Celibri said he'd have been fuming. That would have been another one closer to the record. I want him to get to that. That'd be massive for him. I think he's talking about Bukayo Saka. There's no competition. As long as we keep putting good balls in and our big centre halves keep scoring, there's not a problem. And you know what's funny, people? Deep it, yeah? United fans probably thought, oh, right, there's no Gabriel. They're not going to do nothing from set pieces. Tranquillo. Please, tranquillo. We need to hear what the head honcho has said. Gaffer, you can... Arteta may or may not be the guy for Arsenal, people, but one thing I'll never say, from being in the press conference, this man's got aura, you know. I understand. I get it. I understand why. When the players come out and they say, when he spoke to me, he's changing the way I look at football. I used to think that was lip service. I understand it now, because he never spoke to me directly. But trust me, I'm telling you for free, there's something. Not that I'm anyone in this space, yeah. The only thing I would put above Mikel Arteta and that aura would be when I got to have a conversation with Zola. When Arteta speaks, bro, like there's something with this guy. Like whether he succeeds at Arsenal, I'm telling you this. I'm telling you for free. And I actually think Amarin's probably the same. There's something with this guy. There's something. There's something in a good way, not right upstairs. And I think if you speak football, I promise you, it feels with Arteta. It feels like things are radiating off of me. Trust me, I get it. Arteta said he's very happy. It's a very special night, celebrating 100 games in this incredible stadium against an opponent with so much history between the clubs and teams. The way we played, especially after tweaking a few things for the second half, and how dominant we were, how convincing we were, not really conceding apart from the save from Raya. Big up Raya after a very sloppy throw-in. On the success from set pieces, we need that. Amen. I think we want to be very dangerous and very effective from every angle and every phase of play. Careful. No, Arteta, stop. Because Gary Neville's got a problem. Don't forget it. We worked on all of that. Today, we couldn't score from open play like we did against West Ham, against Spurs. So the team really has that belief from every angle. We have the mentality to threaten the opponent and to try to score. Today was 2 set pieces. We constantly have threatening corners. On the position of the team in the league table, I don't know where Arsenal are in the league table. I don't look at it. We don't think at halftime where we are. I think we have to look at our own business. Try to perform as we were at the moment. Find ways to win the game. I think the team deserves a big win. today, which was very good. And what the opposition does, we cannot control. You can see week in, week out, even if teams are winning, how difficult it is. On whether we have a strategy to win more corners, we play with inverted wingers. Do we? So they develop a lot as well times inside. There's not a lot of space inside. So when they leave, there's a lot of space for the fullback and for the 6 or for the 9. Now you go outside. So we need to look at every angle, what the opponents do, where they can be weak, where we can exploit the weakness of the opposition. I must admit, Mikel Arteta, that's the most interesting thing I've heard you say in the press conference in a minute. This is why I wish I worked for Arsenal. Arteta, please, just sit me in a room and show me these things, please. On the crowd building tensions before corners, big up the crowd, big up the set pieces. On the message for the rest of the league, we need to keep going. He gave credit to Kivior and Zinchenko. Obviously, Gabby, we've gone over that, people. We know we've got resilience. You're never as good as you think you are when things are going well. You're never as terrible as you think you are when things are going bad, people. That's the nature of the business. Bukayo Saka and Odegaard have been nominated for Player of the Month. Make sure you vote for them. Let's get that home for them, people. We played our 500th game at the Emirates Stadium and we won our next 6 games. Fulham away, Monaco at home, Everton at home, Palace at home, Palace away, and Ipswich at home, people. So it is what it is. Apparently, Gabriel Jesus will be allowed to leave in January. I don't believe that. I think that's BS. Gabriel Jesus could leave in January in a shock departure at the Emirates Stadium. We all know his stock has fallen. Arsenal will sell Gabriel Jesus this summer if a deal is in the interest of all parties. So, capping a bit. I mean, Jesus is peak, bro. Like, you need to cut in the end of the season. No one will be more happier than me if Jesus looks like what he looked at the last 6 months. But you and all the man there on the bench, they can't cry that they're not playing because other guys are doing stuff. When we were soft in defense and conceded from corners and set plays, they got on us. Now we dominate the crying. This is why please, Arsenal fans, please, I know it's hard. Stop listening to them because we're rubbish. When we lose games, it's over. When we win, they blow hot smoke up our ass. And like S said there, when we were soft, they had issues. The bullied didn't want to get bullied no more, and they've got issues. Apparently, Arsenal are open to letting Gabriel Jesus go this winter. I don't believe that. I think that's BS, but you never know. You know, Osimhen, apparently, you know, he could still leave Galatasaray in the summer. Who knows? Arsenal and Chelsea must decide whether they want to study a potential deal for the player immediately or if they'll set their sights on other forward options. Any of you reckon we're getting Osimhen in January? Probably not. Arsenal, Liverpool, and Chelsea are keen on securing the services of Leo's Boadi. I've got a video coming out on a 17-year-old. He's cold. He's centre midfielder. He's cold. Wenger would want you. He's cold. Pardon me, what's this? Arsenal have been linked with a potential move for Brighton striker Evan Ferguson as the January window approaches, with the Gunners having searched for a central forward since the summer. Jesus' form has been woeful. Kai Havertz needs support. Arteta side are not currently looking at signing Ferguson, according to Give Me Sport, with a deal for the striker said to be unlikely. It's claimed that Arteta is not convinced that the striker would be an improvement on what he currently has at his disposal. Some of these questions arise from the fact that he's still coming back from an ankle injury, while the Spaniard is also wary of the Brighton's stars' lack of experience. Fair enough, Gaffer. I can't disagree with that. 5 players who could join Arsenal this Jan. Really? The man said Zubimendi, Gittins, Embuemo, Liam Delap, Colomani is probably the most realistic. Don't take the piss. Arsenal and Liverpool are the most likely destinations for Xavi Simons. Should PSG sell him next summer, he could cost 66 million. That was in The Athletic. Tottenham, City, Chelsea are all interested in Rangers, who's playing brilliantly at AC Milan this season. I would love him. Is he not going to sign a new deal? Forget him for a sec. His profile, that's what we're missing in midfield. Arsenal have been turned down by AC Milan's Rafa Leao after making an informal approach about a January move. Your shit anyways, man. Arsenal made contact with Leao over a possible move in January, but the approach was firmly rejected. You're rubbish anyways, man. Apparently, Nico Williams is subject to interest from Arsenal, Chelsea, Liverpool, and Tottenham Hotspur. Spurs, you know you can't get him. You got Brendan Johnson, man. Apparently, Luis Enrique has shut the door on PSG signing Victor Gyökeres, which could be great for us, people, really and truly in that regards. Allegedly, Arsenal have held some initial talks to understand the situation of Wolves forward Matheus Cunha, who is also on the radar of Man United and other clubs. Really? Arsenal have had some contacts to gain information on the 25-year-old recently, and it'd be interesting to see if this leads to anything more concrete in the weeks and months ahead. He's contracted until 2029, so a January move isn't going to happen, really and truly, is it? If I'm honest with you. Kai Havertz on his move to Arsenal, for me, it was the best thing I could have done. You won the champs at Chelsea, but fair enough. I don't care what Gary Neville's got to say, man. Suck him on, Gary Neville. I don't care what you got to say either. We've gone over Cunha. Apparently, Dortmund have opened the door for Marlon to leave. The German club will demand 25 to 30 million for the player. We have been linked with him. Newcastle allegedly are monitoring two Arsenal players, Arsenal potential buyers, people in Embuemo and Semenya. So that seems to be the transfer talk, people. So it is what it is. We need a player like Wirtz for the left side. We also Rangers is a very good option. Low key Deluxe balling for Ipswich. He's young as well as a strong guy. He's a quality striker. He's 21. How much for Martinelli? 50 mil. I ain't letting him go for 50 mil. If we get silly Saudi money for Jesus and bringing a proper forward, it could be a masterstroke, but I don't see it's a lot to do in January. We all want to sign an inside forward. Tell them again. To be fair, 13 corners and United front. Just think maybe they will score from set pieces. We are becoming a complete team. We can score anyway. I said it more than a year ago. Arteta will deliver the champs in the Prem. I still believe this. Swear. I think you're more likely to win the Prem. Champs, I don't know. Bro, the only time I've been starstruck in my YouTube career, I've said it before, is speaking to Zola. Like, Zola, like, you see where my hand is? And I'm here. Zola. The way he's talking, like, it felt like speaking to Wenger. That's the only time I've been starstruck. Like, he made me understand a lot of things about football, like especially around, like we was talking around movement. Everything within 30 seconds, everything I thought I knew about players moving off the ball, Zola just went, yeah, that's what you think, forget that. Soft spoken, not the tallest of men, aura as well. And like when he's talking to me, I'm hearing it. I promise you, I'm taking it all in. It's Zola, isn't it? But I can't help but look at him. I'm like, in my head, I'm not saying it, but I'm thinking, you're Zola, innit? Like, I couldn't get. I'm just like, you're Zola. Like, do you have any idea that you are Zola? Like, you're not just any human being. Like, you're Zola, bro. English Makalele, clip me up. People will be saying the same thing this time next year. Maybe Kivior is ripening. Got a whole bench, man. Declan didn't know the point difference between us and Pool fans. Defo panic more than the players. I slightly think he was capping with that, but yeah, man was saying GG will jinx it. You were saying that immediately when we went a goal up. I called my friends. You're going crazy. It's Man United in 2024. Just saying, it's not like going a goal up against City where you're like, you know what, keep it humble. It's Man United. You scored the first goal. We scored the first goal. We're gone. Enjoying your content from Poland. Big up the Poland ones. Big up yourself. Hato, Gabriel, Saliba, Timber would be illegal, and we're here for it. Tell them again. DG, do you think set pieces are the result of NFL plays and the Americanization of English sport? I hope it is, because you should be looking at other sports. Oi, DG, Moise Keane at Fiorentina doing his thing over there. 14 goals and assists in 16 while sitting in fourth. Some players just do better in better leagues. You need to stay in Italy because you don't see. Maybe the fact that Everton's not London, you weren't on it, but you seem like them fair weather players. Like there's some players that they go to other teams or other leagues, and I'm like, bro, what happened there? But I just don't think some people don't fancy it. Rice is a soldier. You don't go to war without him. The only time when you park the bus and you win, you can talk. Tell them again, DG, you see why we can't have Saliba going Madrid. He will be going Madrid, but we have to enjoy him now. We definitely need another 6 and an 8. Well, Arteta wants a 6. I'm more on the 8 thing. Do you think Amorim will get United back in the top 3? Probably a task too high this year, but there's no reason. I actually think he'd be all right for United. He might one day. Kivio stepped up big yesterday. I would not sell him in Jan unless a massive offer. Summer thing. I'm not selling no one. Like, yeah, you can make a case of Zinchenko, Tomiyasu, Gabriel Jesus, Kivio. Who else is there? Like, I'm not selling none of them. None of you are leaving in the summer. I mean, in the January market. You can fuck off in the summer if that's what you want to do. We need a squad. That would be mine. Does he know he's Zola? Bro, I'm not on the starstruck thing because I don't care if someone's been in Hollywood and they got £1 million. I've always been that guy. Like, you're a human being just like me. You bleed just like me. I'm not going to bread. But Zola, like, I'll be real. Zola is the only... sitting face to face with, and I can't lie, he was like, good question. Like, that will always stay with me. I'm like, yeah, I know how to ask good questions. I'll be real, Zola was like, bro, like, it's Zola. Like, it's Zola. Like, you are Zola, bro. Like, you're Zola. You're Zola, bro. Like, you're Zola, man. Like, that's the only time in this little, and I've met technical directors, sporting directors, footballers. I've never been starstruck like that. Zola was one. I was like, okay, yeah, we're here now. Shout out Kivio, you did what you needed to do. I doubt we'll make any transfers in and out without a replacement for Edu. We need to sort that out. Saliba is not going to Madrid anytime soon. Did you mean the passion? Did you man see the passion after he scored? Henri loved the club. He didn't care about that. I don't think he's going anytime soon, but he's calm. DG calling us Stoke or Set Piece FC is ultimate salt by haters. Kind of sad. Let them call us what you want. Just come get your 3 points back. Call us what you want. The winners win. The losers explain. Do what you want. Because we're defo nowhere near a Jose Mourinho side. But when Jose Mourinho was doing that, nobody cared. They can do what they want. You can say what you want about my football club. Just give me the 3 points each and every time. But with that being said, people, we've been here for just over an hour. I'm wary of the time. I need to go and get ready because I've got a networking event at Brentford Stadium. So yeah, big up you lot for your talking points, etc. I think it's probably out now. I've done a condensed kind of video in relation to my thoughts in relation to the game. So check that out. But on that note, United, you might as well sign me because Malacia can't do this.
Against this right back, Charlie, definitely.